All right, we're going live. We're live.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. There's some people have already begun logging in, but yeah. I think more people are beginning to log in. All right. How is everyone doing today? I guess let's so we're gonna try to cover introductions later, and we wanted to start this off tonight with just like with a fun question, and then as people they come in, we'll actually start to introduce ourselves. So, Chris, what's our question for today?
Yes, our question is a very serious question.
Oh no.
What is your favorite style of potato? Time's not out.
And then
I could start.
Okay. Well, let me talk about the way that I interpreted the question, but like when we were actually planning this out. But I was thinking of like, oh, like, do you mean like a russet potato or like a gold potato? And then all of you guys looked at me like, no, you're dumb. I was like, oh, dang it. But okay, Chris, what's your favorite potato?
I really like hash browns.
Why?
It's just like, so much better than any other potato or type of potato.
Wait, that's just saying it's better. Like, what about the hash brown?
It's just really crunchy and like also super nostalgic because I used to eat hash browns from McDonald's all the time when I would go to. Because sometimes we'd have to catch like a 4 in the clock. Wow, 4 in the light, and then the only thing that was open was McDonald's. And we would drive by and grab some hash browns and then get on the plane. So happy memory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone else have an answer in mind?
I would have to say my favorite style of potato is curly fries.
Oh.
Because they're also really crunchy, but they aren't so like potato-y. Because up until I was like 13 years old, I didn't really like potatoes, but I liked fries. Yeah, so I'm very attached to, the crunchiness of curly fries.
Wait.
Oh yeah, makes them really unique compared to other potato styles.
How do people make curly fries?
Sweetheart Cafe does. So for those of you who are tuning in, Sweetheart's Cafe at Berkeley has really good curly fries. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. I know for a fact. Also, for me, my favorite, I think, style potatoes. I mean, mashed potatoes is definitely up there. I am from like Vancouver, and we have really good seafood. So I love like eating salmon with like mashed potatoes, like and gravy. It like tastes so good. So yeah.
That sounds like Thanksgiving.
What about you, Percy? Your favorite style of potato?
I just like I like French fries. No, well, okay.
Nice.
I think McDonald's French fries are the highest tier, even though that Super Size Me came out with. Okay, never mind. Super Size Me basically said that French fries are really gross for McDonald's, but yeah, I actually get the animal style at In-N-Out a lot. It's unfortunate because I live next to In-N-Out, or unfortunate or fortunate, but In-N-Out's like right next to my place, so it's really tempting to just go like late at night to just grab a quick bite to eat, and then actually we did that a lot this past year. Joe's laughing at me. Yeah, you were there. Okay.
You see, Percy takes advantage of having an In-N-Out near him because in Berkeley there are no fast food places.
You guys know that?
Really? There's a lot.
No, Berkeley actually tried to get. So Berkeley tried to get In-N-Out, and then the students voted it down.
Oh.
That's why like Chipotle, Taco Bell, and Subway are like landmarks because they're franchise restaurants.
Yeah, but then Chipotle is
but there's plenty of local food. You can go and support
There's so many
local food, and it's much better than fast food.
Yeah, actually, I think
Super Duper is so good too.
Wait, actually, Super Duper, I think they were gone when I went to. I went to campus last week, and I think they're gone.
Oh wait!
No way! Really?
Wait, they're still there? I thought it was the bird. The bird's coming back.
Oh my gosh!
Oh, they're mixing.
That's tough.
All right.
That's so unfortunate.
Sorry, my tech support Joe tells me that they're combining. Wait.
What?
I didn't know that they're
with
combining.
Who?
Super Duper and the bird. Do you guys know what the bird is? It's these like I think it closed right before you guys came to campus, but it's these like it's just I don't know why I'm using my hands, but it's like It's like super duper, but the meat it's crisp. It's fried chicken.
Oh,
And it's like, but it was
interesting.
like really good because it was like really crunchy. I feel like you would like it, Chris.
yeah, probably.
All right, I think yeah, it's been five minutes. All right, yeah, let's just get started. I'll actually start with introductions. For those of you guys tuning in again, hi, my name is Percy. I am currently a master's student in data science at Berkeley, and I'm from San Diego. And then a distinguishing trait. What's a distinguishing trait? What did I say last time? I don't know what I said last time. I like playing tennis. No, I feel like a lot of people they play tennis.
I think a distinguishing trait about Percy is that when he was an undergrad, he used to have a bowl cut.
Oh my gosh.
So we like call him Percival.
Chris,
and
don't do it.
He actually rapped in like an MV that we produced a little like prior. So like we call him like hashtag like rapper Percival. So
yeah, I think that's pretty
no.
distinguishing.
Guys,
It's
this
pretty
is live. I was kidding. That was good. Yeah,
Percy's
I was.
oboe player.
I'm an oboe player.
Master oboe player.
What does that even mean? All right, let's go on.
Piano.
Okay, let's move on to the next person. Let's go down the square. So that's Kat.
Okay. Hey guys, my name's Kat. I'm a molecular environmental biology major, which is in the College of Natural Resources. My hometown is Clovis, California, which is just east of Fresno in the Central Valley. And a distinguishing fact is probably that I have a collection of bucket hats.
I've seen some of them. They're really nice.
Like how many are we talking about?
So far I have 5, but you know, it can only go up from there.
That's true. All right. Nice. How about Winnie next? Winnie's next, the next box.
Yeah. Hi guys, I'm Winnie and I am a rising sophomore here at UC Berkeley. I am an intended global studies major and I have 4 potential minors. So we'll see what happens. There are genders and women's studies, history, Asian American studies, and French. So yeah, it's a lot. And I'm in the College of Letters and Science. Yeah. And my distinguishing trait is that I changed my hair 3 times ever since I came to Cal. So in the beginning of the year in September, I was like, I have long black hair. And then I cut it short. So I had short black hair for like a solid 2 months. And then now it's like blonde. And quarantine happened and like my black hair grew out. And now I have like orange blonde. And this hair is going to change into silvery purple in around like 2 weeks.
Oh
so
my, nice. Wow.
Have an array of hair colors.
Wait, I don't remember when you had black hair actually. I don't remember. Oh no. I remember when it was short. I don't remember when it was long.
You remember the long? Yeah, only a few people remember the long.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. Okay. What about last but not least, Chris.
Hey guys, my name's Chris. I am a political science major, and I'm from Upland, California, which is basically in the middle of nowhere. I usually just say it's an hour to the east of LA. My distinguishing fact is that I do not eat fruits of any sort. I think I stopped eating them around a decade ago, but then I actually ate my first fruit. What was it? 4 months ago at a coin event, which is kind of funny, and it was a very big deal. It was an apple, and I did not like it much. So not exactly the best role model, but
nice. Oh yeah. We actually we didn't make you eat the apple, but we gave you the choice. Like, would you like to eat the apple? Was it good?
no.
Okay. Dang it. All right.
I'm glad it happened.
There's a lot of fruits that you still have to try. One of them will taste good. Someday. Maybe. Okay. Well, let's actually get started with a question that we prepared. Let's see. What question do you guys want to do? Just for the first couple minutes. Let's save the advice for the second half. Maybe talk about what dorm life is like. I think that people are interested. Well, actually, dorms are going to be changing first of all because they're not going to overcrowd the dorms anymore for obvious reasons. So they're making like singles and doubles. That's what I heard. But
Wow.
yeah, how about you guys share about your dorm experience? At least, well, the aspect that will remain the same is, you know, living with different people. You know, there's like the whole bathroom thing. There's like, you know, yeah. So I guess the question is, what was it like to live in the dorms? Who wants to go first?
I can jump into this one. So I actually really loved living in the dorms. I just thought it was an amazing experience, especially because I'm an extrovert and my sister moved away to college 2 years before I graduated high school. So I did not like being an only child at all, just because I liked always having a sibling around to chat with and hang out with. So I really loved moving to the dorms, and I actually lived in a double my freshman year, so this past year. So I only had one roommate, but it was a really great experience. I thought I became friends with my roommate. So, you know, it's just like an instant person that you have to bond with. But not only that, there's so many people in your hall that you're bound to make at least a couple friends. And then it's so easy when you know, you come back and you drop your backpack off after class and you're able to just grab like dinner with your friends or grab lunch or whatever time of the day it is. And I also really enjoyed it because, like I said, I'm an extrovert. I don't really like sitting in my room. You know, quiet time is not my thing. So I always loved that I could go and knock on my friend's door if they were there, and we could play cards or hang out or go walk to like get boba in downtown Berkeley or anything like that. So I just love that there were always people around, and always new people to meet as well. Yeah, that's something that I really enjoyed about it.
Great. Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to go next?
Just
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
How about let's have Chris go first. Yeah.
Yeah, just to
Yeah.
quickly piggyback off of Kat's point. So I actually kind of had the opposite experience where I kind of I had really bad first impressions of a lot of my floor mates. So then I kind of was too closed off at first, and I was like, oh, I don't want to talk to these guys. These guys, they just aren't my speed, or they aren't my personality type. I'm not gonna hang out with them. But then over the semester, I was like, I kind of wish I did know these guys better, because like Kat said, it's really nice to be able to just knock on someone's door. But I think something that changed my opinion later on was when I actually started to work at the Berkeley call center, and I actually started working with a lot of my roommates, so that I got to know them in a context outside of dorm life. So I think that's really important when living in the dorms with other people, just knowing them outside of one context. So
Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. What about you, Winnie?
Yeah, I think it's like something that Kat said reminded me too, is that Kat lived in Blackwell. And for those of you who don't know Blackwell is like the newest dormitory, kind of closest to campus. And then Chris, where do you live?
Chris is in Foothill,
I lived in Foothill, yeah.
which is all suite style.
It's in Foothill. Yeah. So like, sorry, my Zoom is lagging a little. Okay, it's better now. Sorry. And I live at Unit 2, one of the units, and I think it was around 2 blocks away from campus. And I am similar to Chris actually. So I didn't really hang out a lot with the people on my floor, but they were all really nice people. And like sometimes like I would definitely say hi to them. And I think something that really stood out to me about my dorm experience is the fact that we had a co-ed bathroom. So I wasn't used to that at all. And it took like some time for me to kind of adjust to that kind of co-ed bathroom style. And sometimes I would go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and bump into a guy on my floor who's like shaving. And I'm like, man, like, it's like, I don't and then it's like I don't have my glasses on, so didn't know who it was too. But like for me, it took a while for me to get used to it. But when you get used to it, it's like no big deal. Another thing is that stood out to me dorm experience is the fact that I lived on the 8th floor. So I got an amazing view in my laundry room actually to the bay and to like just like San Francisco in general. So that was really nice. But at the same time, because I was on the 8th floor, my elevator broke down for a good 2 weeks. So I gained a lot of muscles walking up 8 floors and 8 floors down and up at least 3 times every single day. So that was a fun time, especially I'm a dancer too. So it's like after dance practice, I will go back to my dorm and like hike up like 8 floors of the stairs, and that was just some great exercise opportunities. Yeah.
Oh man, I can really relate to the elevator one. I was in Unit 3 Priestly, and it would
Oh, yeah.
constantly break down. Oh man. Wait, were there any like horror stories that you guys had about dorms? I guess, okay. You don't have, if you feel like it would be bad to put on like on the stream, you don't have to say it. But I do remember there was like mold in the Unit 3 showers, and it was like,
Oh, yeah.
and like I actually tried to get rid of it because I was like, one day I was like, oh my, I am so sick of seeing that green, like whatever it is in the corner, like I'm gonna try to take it off. So I grabbed like a couple of like paper towels, and I tried to like scratch it, but it wouldn't budge. Like it was like hardened. I don't even know how to describe it. And I was like, what is this doing here on the bathroom? Are there any stories like that?
Wow. Let me tell you.
Oh.
Don't scare people, Chris.
No, it's a very isolated incident.
Okay.
But the suite that I was in was co-ed, so that the rooms were split between like boys, girls, boys, girls, boys, girls, right? But we had our own separate bathrooms. So we had boys one here and girls one here. But then one day I was leaving the entire Foothill complex, and I saw a bunch of my roommates going back in, and I was like, oh, hi guys, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then they go back into Foothill, and then I get a text in our group chat, and it's like, guys, we all need to talk. I was like, oh my God, what happened? As it turns out, someone decided to take a poop on the floor of both the boys and the girls' restroom. And so like, and this was like a repeating incident that happened multiple times throughout the year. And we kind of all had an idea who it was, but we never really talked about it.
What? I've never heard of that. Okay.
I could have told you that.
I'm not gonna ask. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay. I don't think anything tops that. Is that the best?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
These are pretty isolated incidents.
I hope that's an isolated incident.
This won't be the normal dorm life experience.
No, I have never heard.
Yeah,
That is probably the worst.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I think something that's like worth mentioning about the dorms is that if you are a girl, please clean up your hair after you shower, because it's like,
no, that's
it's
true.
Just, I don't know, it's like basic courtesy, and there's people who like don't do it, and like that kind of really bothers me because I'm definitely one of the people who like cleans my hair, and like after I cut my short hair, like my hair short, like it wasn't that big of a problem, but like honestly, it's just really annoying if you are a girl and if you don't clean up your own hair after you shower, especially you have long hair, and like other people, it's just, that's something I would say just to keep in mind. And your RA, your person will remind you of that too.
Yeah. Wait, I think Winnie, you were cutting out a little bit, but I think we heard the general gist. There would be some people who like they would make like art with their like abstract art, so like they would like hang it on the they would put it on the wall because it like sticks like if it's still wet. They would like, I don't know. I thought that was interesting. All right, let's actually move on to a new question. I guess, yeah, what do you guys wish you knew about Cal coming in? Like freshman year was freshman year, did it feel fast? Did it go by really fast for you guys? Yeah, okay, college, all of college will actually go by kind of like that. But I guess like now that you guys finished like freshman year, you guys made it through Cal unconventionally a little, but what do you wish that you knew about Cal coming in? So who wants to go first? Let's see. Kat, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm good to go first.
Sure.
So probably something I wish I knew before I came to Cal was I wish that I knew not to be intimidated by the number of people, because it seems like you're going to a huge school, and especially because I came from a really small high school where there were 120 of us in my graduating class. So it seemed really intimidating to go suddenly to Cal, a large public university, where I felt like I would kind of just get lost in my classes because I had a lot of large classes per semester. And I also just felt like I would get lost in my dorm and get lost in any clubs or anything that I joined. But I learned really quickly that, you know, it's not hard at all to make like this big school feel a lot smaller. So as I started, you know, I joined COIN, this organization, this well, it's a Christian fellowship, but I joined Coin, and I immediately had, you know, people who I would run into Coin people on campus, and I joined a pre-optometry club, and I'd start seeing familiar faces everywhere. And so I think just making initial connections with people really made a big school feel a lot smaller. And that was really, you know, comforting to me, because I enjoyed running into people I knew on campus, or, you know, being able to wave hi at people as we walked past. And another thing is, I actually grew to learn that like going to a big school isn't a negative thing. It's actually a really positive thing, because at a larger school, there's so many different communities within our one campus. So you're really able to find exactly where you fit into the Cal community, instead of feeling like if you're at this really tiny university where there's kind of, you know, cliques or groups or whatever, and everyone knows everyone else. I feel like you can kind of get trapped in a group where you don't feel like you can be yourself. So I think, I don't know, that's something that I really grew to appreciate and wish I had known coming in, that it would just be so freeing to be able to come to Cal and find exactly where you fit in and find your people, and really, I don't know, just make a community in college. That's what made it, or what am I trying to say? That's what made freshman year, I think, really rewarding, was just finding those people that make Cal a home.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, and I just wanted to add that that if you're actually watching, feel free to ask questions in the chat. We're all like really excited and also willing to just be able to share our own experience. I think that these sophomores, they have the freshest picture of like freshman year, like because they just went through it. My freshman year was like 3-4 years ago. So yeah, so please don't be shy. Just put in your questions in the chat, and we will definitely answer it. And I guess after that, yeah, who want? So yeah, Kat, no, that's good. Yeah, kind of like learning that. Well, it's that college, like you have to. College is kind of like where you. It's like an intermediate into like the real world, and then in the real world, you actually have to like interact with people. Like you can't, like it's not sufficient to just cruise by on your own. Like you just work with people. Like that's just the reality of it. And yeah, that was definitely like college was definitely a time when I actually got to really know people, and to just get that habit of just meeting new people, and yeah, learning more about them.
Yeah, and just one more quick note on what Percy said is like, as you, he was kind of talking about like, you know, learning how to interact with people and how to almost network, but in a friend way or in a professional way, like all stuff like that. But I think really as you start to find your community where you feel comfortable and you feel like you really fit in with these people, or stuff like that, you know, you can explore different groups. And I found just in 1 year, it's been really defining of like what your value system is, which I think is really interesting. You start to see yourself, and we've only been in college 1 year, but you kind of start to see yourself grow into the person who you'll be after you graduate college, which is just really fascinating, I think, to see shifts since like from the beginning of the year, from August just to when we came home, even in March, and just start to see little changes in kind of the person who you are. I don't know. That's just something that I found really interesting and cool.
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to
add on to that quickly?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, you're
go
good.
ahead, Chris.
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Just real quick, I think something that I wish I knew before coming into Cal, or just college in general, really, is just you kind of got to be more active with your not only your education but also your social life. So I feel like something that I learned really quickly was that if you're just kind of gonna be really passive and just wait for stuff to happen to you, you're not only not gonna progress as a person, but like you're not doing yourself any favors. Like if you're just content to sit in the back of the class and just kind of skate by, it's not the same as high school. Like I know teachers will always be like, oh, middle school is really different from elementary school. The teacher's not gonna hold your hand, but like this time is the first time it's actually true. Like professors don't care about you. They probably don't know your name. Like that sounds really mean, but they just don't have the time to know you personally. So you just got to be like super active. Go to office hours, please go to office hours. Like actively listen in class, because believe me, I did not listen for a long time, and I barely passed a class. So yeah, just be really active with your education.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Winnie, you want to add on?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was about to like add on academic side, but Chris already did that for me, so that's great. I think something that I would kind of add on to both Kat and Chris's experiences, as well as like kind of my own experience, is just to really put yourself out there. It's just to, because Cal is a place that is so open and accepting that everybody's really open minded and everybody's really understanding. So honestly, don't be afraid to be yourself, because you will fit in at Cal no matter who you are. Like, that is just a hard fact. Like, I know so many friends who are just completely opposites from me, yet we're still really good friends. And Cal is really a place where it's a really diverse student body, and you get to know so many different people from different cultural backgrounds, from different ethnicities, from different, like, we all have our own experiences coming into Cal. And I think the people at Cal is what really makes this university count. Like, our faculty, just as Chris said, like, go to your office hours, please get to know your professors. And if you are running into something, like if you're like struggling in school, if you're like running into some kind of mental health or like physical health or anything, or your family, if anything happens, please let your professors know, because they are so understanding of everything that you're going through. So, and they all been there like themselves probably. So honestly, please don't be afraid to like talk to your professors and just to communicate with them and just let them know what is going on. Like, I personally went to my professor's office hours once and we just talked about ballet, because his son is like a lead ballet, like a ballet dancer in the Canadian Royal Ballet, and then we just talked about ballet for like a solid 30 minutes. Like, that's like, professors are really down to get to know you. You don't really have to talk about school necessarily. You can just talk about whatever with them. So like, office hours definitely important. And honestly, just don't be afraid to talk to random people. I made some friends because I'm an extrovert who just talk to random people. Like, one of my friends, she was holding the door for me when I was entering a cafeteria, and I saw a bio textbook and I was like, hey, good luck on your finals or midterm, like whatever you're going through. And then we became really good friends, and we're still like good friends today. So like, stuff like that happens, and the percentage of you meeting someone on campus is like,
oh, did she cut out for you guys too?
Cutting out.
0.5. Like, it's such a big I think, yeah. So like, if you guys bump into someone and get to know them and talk to them, that's fate. You know, and just really just take advantage of this amazing school and all the resources that I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like, no, it's like when you get to Cal, like everyone, okay, so in my experience, it was that everyone was kind of like you had like extroverted people, but everyone tried to play it like cool. Most people, they tried to play it like cool, but then the reality is, like, everyone needs to meet people, because like only, like, even if you went to like a top school, like only like a handful of people actually came to Cal, you know. So it was that, like, so everyone was like new to each other, and the reality is everyone's feeling nervous. Everyone's like oh man, like, I'm gonna spend 4 years at this place, and like I don't know many people. So then, like, kind of when you recognize that other people are kind of in the same boat as you are, that actually it's actually very easy to then to get to know people, because they're all in the same boat. So don't, I think, like, I kind of regret like not trying to meet even more people. I think like I tried to play it cool, you know, but then I think that I did miss out on a lot more relationships, you know, that I could have had with my peers, the other people, yeah, just a lot more people in my class too. So yeah. Okay. Any other pieces of advice that you guys would want to give to people? It's kind of like spontaneous.
I think.
Oh, Kat, you want to go?
Just like general advice.
Sure.
Too. Yeah, I think some general advice, and this is kind of related to what I was saying earlier, like how you find like communities that you feel really connected to and stuff like that. But I think one of my biggest pieces of advice was don't be afraid of getting involved in things on campus. I know sometimes people give you rules about this, like, oh, only join one club first semester freshman year or whatever like that. I, for one, actually joined, I think, 4 or 5 things, and I'm still involved in all but one of them now, because I end up really loving 4 of them and finding people that I really connected with, and it instantly became like new friend groups and new faces to see on campus. And just, I also just really enjoy being busy. So it's, just things to add structure to your day. I like having, meetings scheduled at night so that I have to get all my homework done ahead of time to be prepared for that. But yeah, I would just recommend, don't be afraid of getting involved, but also don't feel pressured to push yourself to do things just because it'll look good on a resume. So I would say if you want to get involved in things, choose things that you're really passionate about. So just an example, I'm like pre-health, I'm looking into optometry, but only one of my extracurriculars is related to that field. So don't feel pressured if you're a CS major to do 5 CS clubs or whatever like that. Or if you're a business major, don't feel pressured to do 5 business clubs. I'm in a Christian fellowship. I did Hall Association, which is like ASB for your dorm. Stuff like that. So just really choose things that you're passionate about and you won't get burnt out on. And I think it's a really great way to instantly have like common interests with the other people in that club or group. So I think that's something really neat, and it's a really great basis for friendship with a lot of new people.
That's great. Yeah, that's true though. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Actually,
definitely just like agree with.
Yeah, we actually have a question from the chat. The question is, how was your experience with online class finals? Wow, that is a big question. So, so you guys had a very normal first semester. Well, normal except for the power outages. That's actually no, that happened anyways. But you guys had a longer power outage than I think Berkeley has had for a while. But yeah, second semester things really changed. So, anyone want to start off with this question? How was your experience with online class and finals?
I guess I can say something because I think
Sure.
so. I took political science, philosophy, and writing class this past semester, and I think those kind of encompassed a lot of different types of finals and structures for classes. And I think probably saying that something that's been said to death is just like being at home makes it way harder to concentrate. So I think I would put things off to like as far as they could go. Like I think they gave me like 4 or 5 weeks to write my philosophy paper, and I didn't start writing it until like 4 days before it was due. And that's mainly in part to the fact that it's online, so it's not you're not pressured to do anything. And then same thing kind of goes for my other classes. So I think just not getting too laid back with this system will really improve how you kind of take finals and tests and whatever. So just in general, I think being on top of things is really helpful. Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, my program switched online, and what happened was, I started online back in September last year, and the biggest difference I found compared to all of undergrad was, it was so much harder to study when you have to motivate yourself to study because you're not around other people. So one thing that's great about Berkeley is like you can go to the library, and like when you see someone else studying, you feel motivated to also like studying. It's like, oh yeah, let's just get this done. And when you're alone, it's like there's like so many things that seem more appealing. It's like YouTube, it's like Facebook, and these are things that are built so that you stay on them, So that was some of my experience. Winnie, do you have something that you want to add?
I think it's like, okay, I am a bad example because I am someone who absolutely despises online classes because just like Chris, I'm a humanities student, and something that you should know about humanities classes here at Berkeley, they are usually smaller class sizes comparing to STEM majors, and they are very heavily discussion involved. So online Zoom classes for me, it was a big switch because
Oh no.
I'm someone who
No, Winnie, you're cut off.
Definitely, and one decal, I would just kind of putting into your schedule.
No, someone fill in the words. Chris, fill in the words.
Oh, so what she was very heavily discussing.
Yeah, Winnie, you were actually frozen.
I was frozen, right?
You were frozen for
Am
the
I
second
good now?
half. We heard you for the first half.
Okay, sorry. Where did I stop? I see you guys like freeze. I'm like, I'm probably like frozen.
You
Give us like the 2-sentence synopsis.
Yes. Okay. Oh gosh. I'm sorry, guys. Zoom and Wi-Fi be like this.
It's okay.
I'm
It's
like
okay.
in another country, so
It's
it'd be
the
like
reality
that.
of classes. It's okay.
Yeah. So for me, it's like it was a huge switch, and like something to add on for Percy's too is that I took a data science class. I took a coding class, and something that was just kind of motivating me for that class is just seeing other people code, and I kind of felt compelled and bad if I don't code. So that was my motivation for the class. And after quarantine started, it's just like it was really hard for me to concentrate on that class. And I'm a bad example, so I actually ended up like dropping it. But something I want to say from my experience is that there are a lot of help available. There's office hours, and if you're in a large class, there's always like you have your teaching assistants or graduate student instructors who are always here to help. And Cal has a lot of resources when it comes to academic help too. So there's a lot of like different services. So definitely be proactive in your learning, just as Chris said. And if you need help, please don't be afraid to like seek help for help, because that's something that I didn't do in first semester, and I took a big hit because of it. And honestly, there's so much help available. So honestly, please just get the academic help or whatever help you need, because all the services and all the things are here for you.
Well, so what about online classes? So that was that was the biggest difference. I think even like labs they went online. So then I think what I remember seeing someone do as GSI do was that he actually did the experiments and then he gave the students the data. And I mean it's not really a substitute for the lab. It's like I mean they did their best, you know, but I guess in terms of classes, what were some really big differences? We kind of talked about the aspect of like time and how it has to be more personally on you to keep yourself studying. But what else is it about online classes?
I can kind of touch on that. I was
Sure.
actually in a lab class this semester, so
Okay.
I kind of smiled when Chris mentioned his classes, because he said he took a poli-sci class. Did you say philosophy, Chris?
Yeah.
And an English class or writing class. And I took a complete opposite set of courses. So I took a biopsych course, a general bio class with a lab, an immunology class, and then an environmental science policy and management
Whoa.
course.
Okay.
Really
So
This is
it
the
was
opposite.
totally different, totally opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah, so it was a really interesting experience. And then also Winnie said that a lot of her classes were really small size classes. A lot of mine were pretty large size classes. I think my smallest class was around 150 people this semester. But some of those classes did have a lab or a discussion in which you were in a smaller class. But in terms of lab, yeah, it was an adjustment for sure. But luckily I was in a bio lab in which we weren't doing dissections and we weren't doing, very active experiments. It was plant bio this semester, so it was a lot of, like identifying species or looking at life cycles. I said the word spores a lot. It was a little bit boring, but you get through it. But yeah, and I think yeah, that was just something that was different. You just kind of have to adjust to the things that you don't click with. So like I didn't love doing lab online, but something good that came out of it was that we were able to choose our lab group, at least in my class we were. And I ended up with 2 really great lab partners, and we were able to still work together on Zoom during our lab. They would send us into breakout rooms, and we would be able to work on our lab reports together. Yeah, and it was definitely, I don't know, I would agree with what Winnie and Chris said about it being difficult to adjust, and even what Percy said, it was nice. I spent a lot of time in the library this past semester studying for my classes. But I think what I found is that a lot of the on-campus resources are still open for you. So we have something called the Student Learning Center, and they still have the same drop-in hours, as well as sometimes for individual classes, there's large study sessions that you can go to like ask your peers for help or study with people, even if you just need that like the peer pressure of like someone studying,
Oh,
like
yeah.
that sort of coffee shop pressure, that library pressure of like, oh, that person looks like they're working really hard. I guess I better start studying for this exam. Stuff like that. And I actually found that a lot of professors were really understanding about it being online. I only had one class where it was a little bit harder once it was online. The other classes, the professors were really understanding and really open to, kind of what Winnie said earlier, professors are understanding of difficulties of mental health, stuff like that. So I think, you know, even in a large course, I really appreciated when the professors took the time at the beginning of the Zoom session to say, hey, how's everyone doing today? I just wanted to check in and stuff like that. So I think even if people stay home this semester, even if it's remote learning, I think there are still a lot of ways that you can connect with your peers, access campus, like academic resources, and connect with your professors and feel like they're showing empathy towards you.
Yeah. I guess so. The other part of the question is it's about finals, and I think I guess I don't really know much of. Well, I guess finals they must have been online somehow. But what was finals like for you guys? So, like I guess first semester compared to second semester.
Something that everyone in this live stream should know. Please know the dates of your finals. For some reason, I had like this anime interpretation of when my finals would be, and I was like, oh yeah, they're probably all gonna be on Friday because it'll be like the last day you're studying until the last day. But then, as it turned out, it was not on Friday. My finals were on Monday and Tuesday. So someone told me that, and I was like, wait, really? I had a lot less time to study than I thought I did. So yeah, just please know what finals are.
Wait, what do you mean? It's an anime interpretation, like just like
You know how it's like
the final
happens at the last minute. Like,
oh, I see. Okay, I see.
Oh,
I get it. I get it.
the
Oh my
bomb counters
gosh,
at
that's
2 seconds,
funny.
1 second, then you cut the wire.
Yeah, surprisingly, reality is not the same as anime. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah.
Look at the syllabus on the first day. Also, don't miss the first day. I slept in on the first day, and I did not.
Oh my
gosh.
Basically, what I'm hearing is don't be Chris.
Don't be me, dude.
Yeah, guys, we all did stupid stuff when we were in freshmen.
No.
I definitely did a lot of like really dumb stuff now thinking about it, because Chris's story reminds me. I actually emailed my GSI for a class, which is the grad student instructor, with emojis without even realizing. And then he called me out on it, and he was like, Winnie, I don't think, like, just to remind you, like, I don't think it's like that appropriate for you to email your future professors with emojis. And I was like, I emailed you with emojis. I completely didn't realize. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, sorry, off topic. But on the topic of finals, I think Kat can speak more to like the actual like time limit, because like Kat is like more of like a pre-med like STEM major. But for me personally, I had a lot of humanities classes. So for me, the only difference is literally, instead of turning in my paper like physically to my professor, I just have to upload the paper online. And it was like due on the same day at the same deadline. For me, like that was the only difference. But there's like a lot of different changes, which I think Kat can speak about more when it comes to like final exams.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to finals online. So I don't know, for one of my classes, it was pretty much the same as it would have been. We had a final project or final paper. So I was able to turn my final project in online. And in that course, this was the environmental science policy and management course. It's called SBM 50 AC. So a lot of people end up taking it. But when you take the exams, usually when you take the midterm and the final, you actually take them in class with a laptop, but it's closed note. So the only difference was that the exams were open note. So that was really nice. It was really, easy to succeed if you compiled your resources and stuff like that. And actually the same went for a lot of my other classes. So they were open note, but the thing is, for some of the STEM ones, like immunology and Bio 1B, they made the courses a little bit more difficult. So you might have to kind of watch out for that. So if the professor is doing an open note final, they might make it trickier, or you might have to go back to rewatch the lectures, because all the lectures will be recorded. I would recommend going to the Zoom sessions though, just for like accountability. But yeah, you might have to rewatch some of the lectures and try to find little details and information that might not be like on the study guide or in the PowerPoint. Yeah, that's my main tip. So in the lower div bio course, they did make it a lot harder. But I think that is pretty unusual. My other classes were pretty manageable and pretty like normal level of difficulty. Yeah, it's just online. And so far, at least, Berkeley hasn't implemented like a lockdown browser. The summer course that I'm taking through my community college at home is going to be doing that for the exams, but we'll see what it is in the fall. I think either way, it is like you are able to succeed on your exams. If it's open note, just make sure you compile your resources well, study a little extra beyond, your study guide that you might use on your exam, just so that you're prepared for like if it's trickier. But if it's a normal exam on like the lockdown browser, they usually give like a sample couple questions so that you can learn whether it's on Canvas or whether it's on something called Gradescope. You get to learn the format of the exam and like where all the buttons are and everything, how to log in ahead of time. Yeah, so you're prepared. I would just say don't slack off just because it's online. For my first, like, because I still had some midterms when not at you, Chris. I was gonna say, I'm not calling you out at all. No, just because like some of my midterms were online once I came home, because bio has 3 of them. So my second and third midterms were both online. And I think for the second midterm, I was like, oh, this is so easy. I have a 60-page study guide, that I can use on my exam. I don't need to study beyond, making the 60-page study guide, which kind of is studying. But I mean, I found that there were some things that I missed that I probably could have avoided if I just studied like normal. So that would be my suggestion. Just however hard you study for like an AP test or an in-person final, study that hard for online and you'll be totally fine. It's not like it's harder to succeed because it's online. So it's nothing to worry about, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think we pretty much answered that question. So if you have any more questions, please, I think that this is the last call for questions actually, but feel free to ask it. To add on to, I guess the last part of what Kat said, the thing about like study guides, actually a lot of classes, they allow you to have cheat sheets. At Berkeley, it's just natural for a lot of classes. I think a lot of my classes, I was also MCB in undergrad, and I do remember having a cheat sheet for a lot of tests. The thing about them is that like really the value in a cheat sheet comes from preparing it, because when you prepare it, you actually have to know the material. And then during the test, I don't ever remember using a cheat sheet for any, like even for formulas, because like in making the cheat sheet, I had to like somehow like memorize the formula. So then like you actually don't end up using the cheat sheet so much for the test itself, but it does help for studying for sure. Yeah, I guess we're actually nearing the end here. What's up, Chris?
Oh, sorry. I just kind of want to elaborate on the SCI earlier, because I feel like there's some
sure.
useful tips that can be extrapolated from my experience. So, like Kat said, some of the classes, when they switch to online, they do change their grading. And in my poli-sci class, the final originally had a vocabulary section, but then once online, they obviously had to change it. So now there's no vocabulary section. Instead, they added essay questions and like free responses, so that they were able to shift it so that having an open book wouldn't be nearly as impactful. So that's like one big thing. And the other thing I wanted to say was that, like Kat said, don't slack off just because it's online. And especially for discussion-based classes, don't not go to them, because I did not go to them and I ended up failing the class, which I'm retaking this summer. So
oh no,
don't do that.
It's okay.
I'm noticing a trend now, like with my.
It's okay. No, but that is valuable wisdom.
That is valuable wisdom.
That brings up a really great point. Like you're still able to obviously attend discussion. That is technically part of your class. Yeah, definitely. So I mean, it's great that Chris shared, because then we learn as a group. But also, I learned that I was not as inclined to go to office hours once it was online, even though it literally couldn't be easier. You could be sitting in your pajamas and just kind of brush your hair a little and show up to your office hours, and it looks like you totally like got ready or whatever, but you're still wearing pajama pants. But I don't know, something about getting on Zoom and doing it, I felt like, I don't know. But I really wish that in the second half of this semester, I'd still gone to those office hours, because that's when I really, especially in large classes, you get to talk face to face with the professor and ask personalized questions that will really help your understanding. So I think that's something that I would definitely recommend. And next semester, if some of my classes are online, I definitely will be going to office hours, even if they're online, because it's 100% worth it to go to office hours.
That's true.
I think like adding on. Sorry.
No, sorry, you go.
Oh my gosh, am I frozen again? Okay, I'm like, am I frozen again?
You're good.
It's
you're
like
good.
whenever I like. Okay, cool. I think like adding on to like what Kat and like Chris said too, is like honestly like don't kind of be afraid of failing classes. I want to say like it sounds really weird, but like here's why like it's like classes at Berkeley are hard. And even like right as us as rising sophomores, like we got challenged by our classes. That's just like a normal thing at Berkeley. And I think like coming in as freshmen, who like some of you like are aiming at, some of you probably are aiming for like a 4.0 GPA or something like that. And I just want to say please don't be discouraged when you don't get the grade that you want coming in freshman year, because that is very normal. And classes at Berkeley, again, like they're really hard classes. So I would just want to say that just please like don't get discouraged by, because you like in college you don't get defined by a grade you get on a test or an exam or on a paper, your grades. And I think just keep on trying. Obviously all of us like are trying our best in academics, and like all kind of, and like you guys are probably entering like a remote fall semester too, so that might be like very different. So I just want to say like good luck, and just please don't get discouraged when your first term grades don't turn out to be as ideal as you imagine them to be, because that's part of the college experience. And honestly, if your grades go like that throughout your college experience, I think that's like what it's like all about, because it's about improvement and it's about like self-exploration and just kind of really challenging yourself along the way. So yeah.
I can.
Oh,
no, sorry,
go
Kat,
ahead,
you go.
Gracie.
No, you go, Kat.
Oh, I was just going to say, I really love something Winnie said. She said, you're not defined by your grades. And I think that's something that a lot of us at Cal, because people who go to Cal tend to be overachievers. And so I think a lot of us faced that in high school, where we felt like we had to have perfect grades or we had to have perfect extracurriculars. So I think what's amazing is that you come to college and you realize that some classes will be hard. And regardless of whether you're trying to go to a PhD program or grad school or med school, you know, I would say like I came in wanting to go to med school or be on this pre-health track. I don't have a 4.0 GPA because it just is a lot harder once you get to college. But it doesn't mean that you don't keep working hard. And then I think what's unique about Berkeley students too is that we go to a really hard school. So a lot of us end up experiencing that, not having, you know, perfect GPA all the time or not even straight A's all the time. But I think what's unique about us is we have so many options for clubs, extracurriculars, ways to get involved in like political forums or, you know, helping out with the homeless population in San Francisco and Berkeley. You know, there's ways for you to show your personality through an application far more than just based on like a GPA. So I think that's something that I want to stress Winnie's point, that really if you're coming in feeling like, oh my gosh, this is so scary, I have to get straight A's or straight A pluses, it isn't necessarily realistic, but it's okay. It's totally okay. Like when I got my first B of my life in college, I was like, oh no, but then I realized like it's totally okay. You know, it's like
it's fine.
It's totally okay. That's not what you're defined by at all. And it's really not even as big of a deal as it was in high school. I don't know why, but it's not.
It's true.
Yeah. You definitely find more to life. Like, yeah, I would like to add on a little bit to what Kat said. And I think it's just like for me, I am personally involved in ASUC, which is kind of like student government. So I helped a friend with her campaign season and everything. And I also volunteer for a dance organization, which teaches like seniors in senior homes and as well as elementary school kids how to dance in the Bay community. And there's like orgs and student orgs and opportunities like this. They just are here for you. And the more people you know, the more student orgs you know too, because we have over, I believe, like 5,000 or something crazy like that student orgs on campus. And there are just like, there's a Disney club on campus. Like we have all sorts of different clubs, and really like I met my roommate through Disney Club. Like it's like stuff like this. Like my future roommate, I met her through Disney Club. So it's like stuff like it's just opportunities like this, and the people that you meet and are honestly what will make your college life worth it, instead of like being defined by whether or not you have a 4.0 or straight A's. So yeah.
Just really quick, just like something that I want to point out. When Kat says that you can define yourself by, or Kat or Winnie, I forget, says you can define yourself by more than just your academics. I think something that a lot of freshman students in particular are discouraged from doing is decals. And basically what decals are just like these mini course loads almost, and they're super quirky, I guess you'd say. For
They're
example,
often student run.
Yeah, they're all student run courses, and you can even teach one in your 4 years at Cal. So for example, I took the Photoshop one, the Magic one, and then there's just so many more, like the Pokemon Academy.
There's a parkour one.
Yeah,
There's a BTS one.
Yeah, there's fencing. There's just so much stuff, but then everyone thinks that like decals look really bad, but in reality they're just like super easy units you can get for basically free. Like you don't fail decals. I should know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
just
think
feel free to take decals, especially if you need to hit your unit limit.
Yeah. I think like adding on to Chris, as freshmen, there's something called Freshmen Seminars too, which are similar to decals and kind of different from decals. Decals are usually student run, as Kat just explained. Freshman seminars are actually run by professors in different departments. So if you are interested in your department and you take a freshman seminar in that department, you have the opportunity to get to know your professor like in person, and like in a very like small intimate setting too, because like usually freshman seminars are only like 20 people and below. Like I took a freshman seminar called Asian Americans in musical theater this past semester, and that actually made me decide to maybe declare an Asian American studies minor. Like you never know like just how much like a professor or like a student can inspire you when you take decals and freshman seminars. And it's like these things that are just easy units, as well as PE classes. Stay active, totally take them. Free units, they're really good.
Half a unit each.
Yeah,
typically.
And at the very least, they give you free food like half the time. So if that's not encouragement, I don't know what is.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's why you should also come to Kwai events, because Kwai events also give you free food.
Exactly.
That's true.
As a broke college kid, you take free meals when you.
Yeah.
Nice.
The first Grace Point event I ever came to had free Korean barbecue.
Nice.
Me too. I had that experience.
Why do you think we're all still here?
That's it. Yeah, Korean barbecue. That's it. All
yeah.
right.
Why do you think
Yeah. All right, we are like nearing, guys. It's like almost 9 o'clock, so we actually have to end soon. But yeah, I feel like time just went by really fast. So well, first I wanted to thank all of the panelists. I'm sure if you want to reach out to them, well, I guess we didn't prep contact info, but they can probably find you based off of Instagram or Facebook
you can
somehow.
search us up on Facebook, Instagram. Come find us at Berkeley next year.
Percy, you gotta say the thing.
thing.
No. I'll say it later. But first I wanted to give two quick announcements. And I'll first drop it in the chat right there. Oh yeah, of course. Someone just said thank you so much, guys. I loved it.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, so feel free. Yeah, so feel free to reach out. So feel free to reach out to any of us, especially these three awesome rising sophomores who took out an hour to like just share, which I think is pretty awesome. I wanted to give two quick announcements. One is to let you know about something called Bear Buddies. It's a one-on-one mentorship opportunity that you'll have with current students and alumni, and I just posted the link into the chat below. So that's how you sign up. And that link also leads to something called a Connect group, and it's something that our club is offering as a way for you to meet people with similar interests and to hang out virtually over the summer to bond over those interests. So if you want to get to know people over the summer, even before school has started, feel free to sign up there. Some groups that we have they include like cooking. There's a memes and internet hype group. I'm sure that I kind of have an idea of what that is, but that sounds fun. There's a do-it-yourself decal or connect group, which I don't know much about, but it sounds like you just, I don't know. It sounds like you make
DIYs, like
DIY,
crafts.
yeah.
I'm assuming.
But I think they also like bake a lot. So yeah, there's a book club, music fitness. There's basically a lot of different clubs. I don't want to say them all. So you can sign up in that same link. And actually, any of you guys have any last words to say?
I just want to say thanks everyone for coming, and definitely don't hesitate to reach out, or if you spot us at a coin event next semester or even in the spring, go ahead and wave us down, and you can keep asking us questions or whatever. We really love to talk to people and share with people, and just invite people to Cal, because I think we all found a home at Cal and we love it here. So we want you all to love it as well.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with Kat. Just please, like, just hit us up anytime. We're all like mega big extroverts, so please just like we're down. If you want to grab boba with us, we will pay for you and your boba, and we will like tell you cool stories that we and all the cool people that we know. I will like introduce you to our friends. And like, we'll literally just like, please like just say hi to us. I mean, I feel like I'm not that cool, but Chris and Kat are cool, and my friends are cool, and Percy's like meh. No, I'm kidding.
What?
Percy's
Okay.
pretty cool.
Thanks.
Cool, so please just come hang out with us whenever you get to see us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. I think freshman year is just a super good year to kind of figure stuff out for yourself, where it's like you don't have the safety of home, but you also don't have the restrictions of home. So like just be willing to experiment. And I think all three of us know where you guys have been, and we want to help you guys in any way we can, because believe us, we've all had our fair shares of slips, and we want to help you prevent those.
Yeah. Yeah, that was super well put. Freshman year, it's not only challenging academically, it's also challenging just life wise, because you have to you have to like take care of yourself. And like some people that come in, they don't know how to use the washing machine, and you know, you kind of just go through life. Like I didn't know how to use a self checkout because I had never seen that before. But you can ask me that story later. It's I call it the green onion story.
Oh my
but
goodness.
yeah, but you can always ask me about that later. Thank you guys all for joining. Another big thank you to the panelists. And Chris, do you want to do what you wanted to say?
Oh. Wait. Do you guys all want to do it at the same time?
Yeah. Okay. Ready?
Let's
set,
do it.
Ready?
Right.
Set.
On one.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Wait, what?
You missed out the line. Wait, it's
like and subscribe.
Yeah, like and subscribe, but I think it's down here. Oh gosh, I don't. Okay, it should be down here. That's what I'm seeing right now.
And how do we close all of our Berkeley meetings? With a go Bears on 3. Go Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Bears!
Yeah.
Go Bears!
All right.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Go Bears!
See you guys later.